Welcome to Prime Luxury. With an average property price of reportedly $646,000, New York contains some of the most coveted and expensive luxury property in the world. And despite recent years witnessing a slight cooling off in sales of the Big Apple's ultra-luxe real estate, the top end of the market remains a sight to behold. Let's check out the top 10 luxury homes in New York. Number 10. 15 Central Park West, Unit 1819A, $47 million. Rounding out the list of biggest deals is a Robert A.M. Stern-designed penthouse at 15 Central Park West. Biotech entrepreneur Lindsay Rosenwald sold the 5,902 square foot duplex to an unnamed buyer this spring. Though the home was hit with a few price chops, Brown Harris Stevens agent Felice Gross was satisfied with the deal. The closing sale price was still significantly higher than the $30.5 million Rosenwald paid for the unit in 2008. Number 9. 217 West 57th Street, Unit 109, $48 million. Central Park Tower's other contenders also received a hefty price cut. The home was originally listed for $78.1 million, but sold for just under $48 million. The buyer who managed to cop such a deal was listed as Simitai LLC. It was one of several units in the tower to sell for far below their offering prices ahead of the maturity of the building's $900 million construction loan at year's end. But Gary Barnett isn't calling them discounts. The market knows that everything is fluid, the developer told TRD in October. An incomparable lifestyle is assured by the tower's Central Park Club, with its dazzling array of amenities. Spread across 3 double-height floors, each space provides a unique experience complemented by 5-star service. The signature feature of the Central Park Club is its 100th floor, the city's highest private ballroom, dining room, wine bar, and cigar lounge. Located on the 14th floor is the club's terrace, with an outdoor 60-foot pool, sun deck, and cabanas. State-of-the-art fitness and wellness spaces include an indoor saltwater pool, spa with steam room and sauna, and a regulation squash court. Leisure spaces include a private movie theater, business center, and multiple areas for hosting intimate gatherings. The Central Park Club offers an uplifting escape into a world where one's every whim can be indulged. Number 8. 419 Broome Street, Unit 5, $49 million. This Soho condo has a thing for breaking records. The triplex sold for $35.1 million last October, the highest amount ever paid for a single residence in the neighborhood, according to appraiser Jonathan Miller. But just over a year later, it broke its own record by a staggering 40%, selling for $49 million in November. It was the city's most expensive closing in the month of November and the priciest downtown sale all year. Number 7. 217 West 57th Street, Unit 53, $50 million. Speaking of price chops, this one was a doozy. A sponsor unit at Gary Barnett's Central Park Tower sold for nearly 50% below its original asking price in September. But a spokesperson for Barnett's firm, Extel Development, was not unhappy with that outcome. After all, it still cracked the year's top 10 priciest sales. Boasting a 2,000 square foot terrace and outdoor pool, the 4-bedroom residence was once the building's priciest listing, but has since been upstaged by an 11,500 square foot duplex way up on the tower's 127th and 128th floors. That one is asking a modest $150 million. Number 6. 9 East 71st Street, $51 million. Former Goldman Sachs executive Michael Daffy used cash and a bridge loan to buy the former Upper East Side home of disgraced financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. After hitting the market in June 2020, the 28,000 square foot mansion received a $23 million price cut in January and went into contract weeks later. The final price equated to roughly $1,821 per square foot. Proceeds from the sale went to Epstein's estate, which established a fund for his victims. Number 5. 12 East 69th Street, $59 million. A Manhattan home this large was sure to command a high price, but Vincent Viola, owner of the NHL's Florida Panthers, spent 8 years struggling to score a deal for the 20,000-square-foot townhouse before finally getting an assist from British hedge funder Alan Howard this spring. Originally listed for $114 million in 2013, the 6-bedroom, 9-bathroom mansion includes an indoor swimming pool, a home theater, a panic room, and a library with a painted ceiling mural and a giant 2-story etching of a Rudyard Kipling poem. Number 4. 220 Central Park South, Unit 67, $59.5 million. Condo sales stayed hot this spring and summer, and the year's 4th priciest sale returns us to Central Park South. The buyer of this sponsor unit is listed in property records only as Parkview RE Holdings, LLC. It went into contract in mid-May and closed less than a week later. Penthouse 73 sits on 220 Central Park South's 73rd and 74th floors. The 9,817-square-foot apartment has 4 bedrooms, 5 full baths, and 2 half baths, along with a 796-square-foot terrace, according to the latest amended offering plan by the developer, Vornado Realty Trust. It had been listed for $100 million. Monthly carrying charges total $40,110. 220 Central Park South is another signature project from master architect Robert A.M. Stern, developed by Vornado Realty Trust. Behind the villa is the 950-foot tower, which will bring a total of 118 units to the high-end market. The villa and the tower will be connected via an arcade that includes a motor court on 58th Street. The exterior features Stern's favorite Alabama limestone, punctuated with Juliet balconies, sat-back terraces, and ornamental metalwork to give the new building a classic old New York stature. The building, at 66 stories, offers grand views of Central Park. Number 3. 2 East 88th Street, Penthouse 14, $60 million. While it may be number 3 on the list, this pre-war Carnegie Hill penthouse is number 1 in other ways. The highly sought-after unit was the most expensive co-op sold in Manhattan since 2015. The former home of banking scion Jacques Safra turned out to be underpriced, selling for 50% above its $40 million ask. According to Sotheby's agent Nikki Field, who represented Safra, 5 different billionaires made offers for the 7,000-square-foot triplex, which has 12 rooms and features a 2-level wraparound terrace. It was shown for 1 day, and a contract was signed within 24 hours. Number 2. 220 Central Park South, Units 19E and V11, $66 million. If there's one thing top buyers at 220 Central Park South love doing, it's doubling up on a deal. The mystery buyer of these 2 units, including a duplex in the villas portion of the building, shielded their identity using an LLC called 220 CPS V10 LLC. The transaction went into contract in September and closed the following month. British musician Sting just paid $65.7 million for a penthouse at 220 Central Park South, the Billionaires Row building in New York City, where hedge funder Ken Griffin closed on a unit earlier this year for a record $238 million, according to property records. The new building, designed by Robert A.M. Stern Architects and developed by Vornado Realty Trust, has only 116 units. They're selling for between $13 million and $39 million, according to property records. Sting bought the penthouse under his real name, Gordon M. Sumner, closing on July 16th, according to property records. The limestone-clad, ultra-luxury property, which has 118 apartments, mostly duplexes, is also seeing units resell at stunning premiums over the past 12 months, partly due to its being the only building in Billionaires Row that sits directly on Central Park. Corcoran Group's Deborah Kern leads sales at 220 CPS. Number 1. 220 Central Park South, Units 60 and 61, $157 million. The priciest deal of the year went to Alibaba co-founder Joe Tsai, who closed on 2 condos at 220 Central Park South in June. Tsai dished out $82.5 million for Unit 60 and $75 million for the unit above it, a huge leap from what the unit sold for a year ago, $50.9 million and $51.4 million respectively. At $157 million, it's believed to be the third most expensive sale in U.S. history. The first was just a few floors down.